Back in December, Joe Biden organized a trade in which we sent a Russian arms dealer back to Russia for Brittney Griner, a WNBA basketball player who went to jail in Russia as she was caught with a possession of weed, which is very illegal in Russia and leads to a lot of prison time, which she was sentenced for. Now, a lot of people were angry about this news right when it happened, right when the trade happened, because what we did was we abandoned this American Marine, Paul Whelan, right? This guy was detained in Russia years ago, and we have just left him there, and we haven't managed to get a trade to get him back. However, there is some new news about this Brittney Griner trade that people aren't too happy about. It makes Joe Biden look really, really weak, and it shows that the world is actually taking advantage of this. So, as I said before, what we did was we traded Brittney Griner, we got her back for this Russian arms dealer, Viktor Bout. This guy, he has the nickname the Merchant of Death, right? Big name, big name. He's not someone that was worth a WNBA basketball player. We should have been able to get a lot more from him, right? He should have been someone that we get, oh, I don't know, maybe a U.S. Marine back for. That's the type of thing that we should have been able to get. But instead, we get this Brittney Griner girl, a WNBA basketball player who kneels for the national anthem and hates this country. She loves it now that we, saved her, but I'm sure she'll still kneel during the national anthem because she has no commitment to this country in any way, shape, or form. But this new news, apparently, Joe Biden and the United States organized a trade in which we would get both Brittney Griner and Paul Whelan back to the United States for bout. But look, what we have here is that Russia's Vladimir Putin, he backed out of the deal last minute. They got to the point of handoff, and Russia decided to only show up with one hostage. They left behind Paul Whelan and they only brought Griner. Why would they do this? Because Vladimir Putin knew that Joe Biden was weak and that he would just go along with it because he has no stance or anything. Like, he has no strong backbone. He just crumbles under the pressure. And that is exactly what we saw here. We saw Joe Biden see this trade and just back right out of it. He he had a spot where he had to stand up and he just backed down, is what I'm trying to say, right? So Joe Biden, he just ended up being like, okay, you know what? Just keep Paul Whelan. We don't care. We'll just take Brittney Griner. She's a bigger name. My supporters care about her more because she's this gay women's basketball player that nobody really cares about, to be honest, that hates this country. I'm not saying we shouldn't have gotten her back, but this U.S. Marine should have been the number one priority. This guy should have been the guy we're trying to get back. But instead, we don't get him back and we get Brittney Griner. I'm glad we got her back, but look, this guy should have been first priority. There's no way around it. And now that this news has come out that we were supposed to get both, we had a trade in line, Vladimir Putin backs out of it and only brings one of the hostages. He brings one, and Biden's just like, okay, man, let's just go along with it. Because I have no spine, and I only care about what the lobbyists say to get. And they wanted Brittney Griner back. So he got Brittney Griner back, and he leaves behind the U.S. Marine. It's it just shows how weak this country is, and even worse, it shows that the rest of the world realizes how weak we are. They showed that the Biden administration is easily manipulated and can get played extremely easy. What we did was we released this arms dealer, right? The Merchant of Death for a WNBA player. Could have gotten two hostages. Trump would have managed to get us both hostages, I guarantee it. But instead, we went and got the WNBA basketball player and we've left behind the Marine because yeah, we just don't actually care about our own people. And this really shows like why so many conservatives especially are starting to just not want to enlist in the Marines. It shows how much our country cares about our troops. Shows how much the government actually cares. This is why they have no problem sending them in to all these forever wars. Look at the Middle East. Look what we're probably going to do in the Ukraine in not too long, right? Our Government does not care about our people, does not care about our troops, so they're willing to get into these forever wars to get some economic benefits and go just let a bunch of Americans die. And when an American, someone who served this country, gets detained in Russia, we leave him there for years. While when a WNBA basketball player gets in trouble for having weed in a country where it's illegal, we do everything we can to get her back right away, and we abandon the United States Marine. It really, really shows how much they care about not only us, but our troops. Putin played Joe Biden. There's no other way to say this. He played us. He saw that we were weak and he took advantage of it. And that's dangerous for our country. It really exposes how weak the Biden administration really is. On that note, though, I'm going to head out. So if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, share the video. I greatly appreciate it. The only way we're going to take back this country is together. So join the fight. But yeah, I'm going to dip. So long. Peace out. And God bless y'all.